I completely forgot to have an intro line for this episode of Cartoon Buffoons. I'm Wyatt, and who is here with me today as always?
Hello, I'm Morgan. I'm Wacko Warner after 3 years on estrogen.
There you go. And we're here to talk about everybody's favorite Cartoon Network show. A show that everybody, almost pretty much everybody that knew that I was doing this show has asked me, oh my God, when are you going to do Squirrel Boy? Because we're talking about Squirrel Boy.
The streets have been clamoring for us to cover Squirrel Boy.
And not because they're excited about it. Pretty much every single person that has asked has done it in like hushed tones. They've been like, "Oh, you're gonna talk about that fucking piece of shit, Squirrel Boy."
Jesus,
like they don't outright say that, but that's like the implication of what they're saying.
I've never seen a cartoon where more people remember it but don't remember a goddamn thing about it. Like people go, "Oh yeah, Squirrel Boy," and I've asked them for a single fact. They like do the dial-up noise. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is a very interesting. I think this would be an interesting episode because it's either going to be 25 minutes long or maybe we'll be able to get a conversation out about it because I think this show has like a pretty nasty reputation. People tend to think it's like mid at best, and then most of the time they think it's like complete garbage. Even people that aren't,
Which is insane to me.
even people that aren't cartoon fans tend to be like, when I tell them about Cartoon Buffoons, they're like, oh man, but Squirrel Boy, even when I was a kid, that shit was ass. You know, like I've gotten that multiple times. And so I was like not looking forward to watching it. I was pretty hesitant to watch it. Thankfully, not that long of a show. So
No,
I got a pretty good sample size, even though I only watched like 5 or 6 episodes, like pairs of episodes between both seasons. And I don't know. Do you want to start us off? What's your first impression of Squirrel Boy?
like back in the day or on the rewatch?
I guess, yeah. Let's talk about the history. What's your history with it, and then like give your thoughts.
Not a goddamn thing.
Okay. So
Not like like this is a show that existed. I was aware of its existence, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever like sat down and watched an episode of it fully because it didn't seem funny.
right.
And I think that's like what a lot of people were operating off of. If I could like be a bit of a dick, I think they're operating off of remembering it didn't seem funny,
And then not watching it, and then that forming their opinion.
Yeah, who guys? I don't know if you heard this before. People on the internet love to be uninformed about something and just have an opinion that has no basis.
I've never
like,
had
I know it's
that
crazy,
happen
you know?
to me before in the comment section of any videos I've made.
Buster a video like this. You think people would get on the internet and lie? Like, but yeah. And upon a rewatch, all right.
I mean,
all right, yeah.
You're not all right. Well, my history here is I did watch it a bit as a kid, just because this was still, it was like what, 2006. So yeah, it was still when I was watching Cartoon Network pretty regularly. Actually, this is probably around the time that I really stopped watching like Nickelodeon, just because I remember like it was around that like season 5 era of SpongeBob, and like right around when iCarly came out, and what were some other things like Poof in Fairly Odd Parents, stuff like that. Like I missed out on a lot of stuff that people also consider like, oh, this was like essential to like my millennial childhood. I just kind of missed out on that just because I was like too focused. Oh, excuse me. I was too focused on anime, 1, and 2, Cartoon Network. Because like I would say 2005 is when I discovered anime, and I was like, this is so much better than American cartoons. And I was watching like ninja nonsense, like complete garbage. Like the worst shows that you would ever see in your entire life. And Azumanga Daioh. And then it was like just like whatever crap anime, like the anime channel, whatever it was called, could like bring over. And then like, oh man, 2006, that was like Haruhi came out that year, you know. That was a big deal for people who were complete losers.
Whoa.
Then Lucky Star in 2007. Yeah. But anyway, this show is one that I remember finding like kind of mildly funny, but not terrible as a kid. Like, honestly, I think I disliked My Gym Partner's a Monkey more as a kid than I did this show.
Fair.
This show I just found kind of boring as a child, and I think I understand now why as an adult. And I guess this is going to be like the thesis statement of this podcast, is rewatching it. I was, every episode I was like, yeah, you know, this is like pretty funny. And like, you know, maybe not well written, but it's written in such a way. I think the problem is Everett Peck was not designed to create a kid's show.
So, not at fucking all. Wyatt, when I tell you that, like, every time I watched an episode of the show, I would get a haha.
Yeah.
And just keep going, every 3 minutes ago, I go like this. Haha.
That's exactly it. Like, but it wouldn't be. But there's always something holding it back because it is a kids show. And here's the thing: I usually think, and we've talked about this a billion times, but like, a kids shows, they're interesting because one, they're mostly what we're talking about here on Cartoon Buffoons, but just in general, like, I find it interesting that people, adult people, you know, it's not children making these shows or like whatever. Like, they're trying to make a show that they feel personally proud of, and that they feel like, all right, this is representative of who I am and what my work is. But they also have to make something to appease a network and to hit a demographic and do all these things that restrict it. So the art comes in that gap, you know, of trying to figure out what can fit both of these, you know, like this section of the Venn diagram, without like going overboard. So usually that's a plus to any given show, that it has like these heavy restrictions on it because of the demographic and the people making it or whatever, and that they just want to make what they want to make. But Squirrel Boy doesn't, it feels off because it really does feel like Everett Peck is trying very hard to make a kid's show, right? Like, that's what I think is ultimately its biggest flaw. It's not like, oh, Amphibia is a show made by Matt Braley. He is. There's no swearing or violence or whatever in it because it's a kid's show. But otherwise, he's just making the show that he wanted to make. You know, about this kid going to a frog world, and like Squirrel Boy again. It just feels like, what if I made a kid's show, and like, kind of still wrote it like Duckman, but for the most part, like, you know, got rid of all the like sex and swearing and that kind of thing.
Which, like, and I don't think Duckman's funny because of that, but it is the juxtaposition that makes Duckman work so well a lot of the time. I also think another issue I have is that it feels like, I'm going to make a kid show, but also make a kid show that's 5 years too late.
Exactly. I was even just like the intro theme and like the title cards, I was like, this feels like a show from the 90s. Like, this feels like I'm watching like Cow and Chicken,
like late 90s
or something.
Yeah.
Like, this does not feel like a show made in 2006. Like, it feels like he's looking at shows that were being made around the same time that Duckman was, and then was just like, oh yeah, you know, one of these, I guess. I'll make one of these with Squirrel Boy. And so there's just some like weird fundamental issues with Squirrel Boy. But I agree with you. It's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad.
No, I low-key wish it was worse.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, people go, it's the worst. I'm like, guys, I don't know. You guys,
my boy.
You guys gotta watch worse shit. This is, like, far better than the average My Gym Partner's a Monkey episode. And I hate to say it, but, like, I'm like, yeah, this is, like, Gym Partner is, like, at least bizarre. This is just, I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I might give it, like like golf clap level laughs.
Yeah, like
every so
polite
often.
laughter.
Like, yeah.
It's like, yeah. So I guess we should talk about the characters and the voices and everything. So like the main two, we got Rodney. Hey, Rodney. He's the squirrel. He is the titular Squirrel Boy.
Why isn't it called Rodney the Squirrel? Because they say Rodney so much like it's a fucking catchphrase.
I know.
Why don't we just call the show Rodney the Squirrel?
Yeah, the show begins with like the Hey Rodney in the intro. I'm too tired to mimic it. But
Rodney.
Thank you. There you go. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they just say Squirrel Boy. I guess like literally the only thing I can think of is that it's like Duckman, Squirrel Boy. You know, that's the only. I'm sorry to keep comparing it to Duckman, but it's just like that's the only reason. Like Everett Peck is just like, oh, it'd be funny if it was like the same naming convention for the show.
Get a little golf clap laugh for that one.
Yeah, and he's voiced by Richard Stephen Horvitz, who we've talked about in Billy and Mandy.
He's doing a if Zim is 1 and Billy is 10, he's doing a solid 6 here.
Yeah.
And it kind of got on my nerves.
Yeah.
like pretty fast, and I don't even know why, because I love Zim and Billy, but Rodney got on my nerves real quick, and I don't know why. I can't even put my finger on it.
Yeah, and first of all, I just clicked on Richard Stephen Horvitz's Wikipedia page. He looks so different from what I imagined he'd look like, given what he sounds like.
Wait, I know what he looks like, but I don't know what his like is his fucking Wikipedia page. Oh my god, he's like old. I forgot people age.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Damn.
I'm also yeah, he is alpha. I'm looking at some of his roles. I completely forgot that he was well, I knew he was Raz in Psychonauts.
Yeah.
I forgot he was Concho Bay in the dub of Zatch Bell, so which is very good.
He's fucking goated. Okay, hold on. Dude, we should just watch Gash Bell.
Yeah.
Let's
and
boing.
But also he's some fucking character in Hell of a Boss.
We don't gotta.
But
we don't gotta.
But yeah, so he's like Rodney is like a mildly funny, scheming kind of dumb guy character. Honestly, like him and Andy are which we'll talk about in a second, are very reminiscent of Blue and Mac in a lot of ways. In that it's like, except for in this case, they actually did a good amount of establishing as to why Mac and Blue are friends. This is like if like a season 4 episode of Foster's was the first season. And it's like, why the fuck are you friends with this squirrel?
Also, Andy's always like, yeah, I need Rodney. He's my best friend. I love to play with him. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
like, why, dude? It's also, Andy is voiced by Pamela Adlon, who you might know from King of the Hill. Mm-hmm. She is Bab. It's funny whenever she does a voice in a cartoon like this, because she's also in Time Squad as like the main kid in Time Squad. I just think about how much less funny these voices are than her as Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby Hill's one of the funniest voices in TV history.
Yeah.
So whenever she does a voice, I'm just like, I wish it. Hey, Dad. Like I just wish she was.
Yeah,
that's my purse. I don't know you. Like I just wish she was just doing that voice instead. It's so funny.
She's also one of the kids in the Oblongs. If anybody out there remembers the Oblongs.
I do. Yeah. I remember your Oblongs. Yeah. Back when we could be able.
I was gonna say extremely ableist on television. Yeah, I'm not sure if that show has aged particularly well. If we
will find out.
We
will find out.
Yeah, whenever we do Adult Swim, I guess we'll have to do that. But yeah, she does have a great voice, and she is good at doing like these plucky kid characters. It's just like you said, like him and Rodney are both. There's like so normal voices. It's like so weird. And
yeah,
I will say that the mood or the vibe of the show is very strange because it has that Everett Peck art style. It has that like Critic or Duckman kind of like look to it.
but it's almost sitcom-y.
Yeah.
In a way that just doesn't really jive with the art style or even some of the jokes.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. The
bizarre.
jokes are very weird because, like, and I mean that literally, like, they are, like, weird, nonsensical jokes a lot of the time to a place where it feels like, I don't know if this is something that, like, you naturally wrote or you're just writing because you think it would work for a kid's show. Like, oh, they're stupid and they don't make any sense. So let's just, like, put in, like, there's a lot of very random seeming jokes or humor here and there, and it just doesn't match the vibe at all. Like, okay, the risk of going on a gigantic tangent here. Video I'm in the middle of editing is on the show Stugo, which we've talked about multiple times. It's a new Disney cartoon. That's a show with completely insane humor. And like the world around it is like a completely insane world because it's like a monster island, Godzilla style. Like there's kaiju, there's mutants, whatever. And these kids are like getting into shenanigans. And there's a lot of like humor that involves like that kids being thrown into mortal danger or some stupid thing that the mutants are getting up to. And it all just like fits the vibe in such a way, even like when the series has its like touching moments, it's always based on something really stupid. So it's like still fits the vibe, even though it like pulls at your heartstrings. So like like the episode Sister Swim with Marion and her sister, who's a dolphin. The dolphin is like very touching, but it's also very funny because her sister's a dolphin. So
it's like it's from the like it's like a different version of the regular show style of writing an episode, where Stuco has you have a ridiculous setup and then like it's heartfelt. When regular show will have a like normal setup that gets ridiculous the longer it goes on. This show is played straight and the setup is normal until it's not, and you look at the art style and think about what's happening. And I don't think it ever like goes dog shit bad and like it's like awful to look at, but I don't think it ever really works either. It feels like it's like in a weird mid-ground. I'm like, yeah, this is funny enough, but nothing ever gets off its feet in a way. Like, I don't know. Let's talk about the character. We got Bob, who's the dad, who's voiced by Kurtwood Smith. You might know from RoboCop. Yeah, I was gonna say, I could have said anything else. 7-Day show, but no. You know him from RoboCop. He's the bad guy.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that 70 show. Yeah, he's played. Yeah. Again, another guy who can't remember him in a lot of cartoons. Fantastic cartoon voice.
Yeah. Like
really good cartoon voice.
I think him too. I think his character fits really well into this, like, sitcom-y universe. And in general, this is another one of these fucking boomer, like, shows where they think that this is what life is still like 1965. Like, that's that's the only frame of reference that they have to write. So it's still, that's the base of, a kid goes out and then he starts up a fucking, a sandwich stand, in the first episode. And then, the dad is like, well, yeah, back in my day, blah, blah, blah. And he has, he just has, a very boomery demeanor to him. And then same thing with his wife and everything. And it's just, which I'm not necessarily saying is, bad. It's just, funny that all the cartoon writers in the 2000s
are projecting their shit from fucking 40 years ago. Yeah. I will say, he does have an interesting relationship with his son that's not really seen with cartoon dads.
I think so, yeah.
He loves his son so much. One of the running jokes in the show is that he loves his son and wants the best for his son. But like not like in a dad like pressure you to do stuff. Like he wants to like build a pool for his son. He wants to like get him his favorite snacks and stuff like that. He just hates his son's stupid fucking pet squirrel. I think that is such a fun setup for a dad to have in a show. We're just like, I'm obsessed and I love my kid so much. I want my kid's life perfect. I just wish his pet wasn't the dumbest motherfucker on earth and I hate him. That's like really funny.
Yeah,
I kind of wish he did more with it.
Yeah.
Because like it's really funny.
Yeah, he is a very interesting character because of those things that you said. And like, yeah, the fact that he sees Rodney not as like, oh, he's your friend, you know, or he's like a second son. It's not like Darwin and Gumball where he's like basically a second son to them. It's like, you know, he's just some weird, annoying pet that comes in and fucks things up and like gets my kid in trouble. I don't know. That's just like like you said, it's just like a funny change of pace from, especially like this era of cartoon dads where all of them are just like
the worst.
Yeah, you have like Timmy Turner's dad and like Billy's dad and everything, like Jimmy Neutron's dad.
Having a dad. Oh, come on. Let Hugh.
Yeah. The only thing I remember about him is that he really likes pie. So there you go.
Yeah. And eating the food pie too.
Oh, yeah.
His sexy wife, who he does cunnilingus to.
Carl Weezer also felt that way, so that's the you know.
Jimmy's mom. Yep. Jimmy's mom. I can't believe. Sorry to go on a side note. I can't believe you were like, I don't think Jimmy Neutron's very good, and me and Nick were like, yo, fuck you.
That was really funny. I just distinctly remember being like, "Oh, you're one of these people,"
and we were both like, "Yo, what's wrong with you?" Jimmy Neutron goes crazy.
I gotta rewatch it.
We gotta do that in like a year or two, and just have Nick on so we can just scream at you about how funny
motherfucker. We're doing.
It also looks good.
Yeah,
it doesn't look good though. It does not look good.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't think sodium chloride is a funny bit? Come on.
I mean, maybe it looks. I like Beast Wars, so I'm fine with like.
Yeah, you also like Beast Machines.
That is not even kind of true. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck.
I'm gonna keep lying about that until it sticks. Is what's gonna happen. Wyatt loves Beast Machines.
Yeah, one thing I really do not like is Beast Machines.
No, he loves it. Don't listen to that. Anyway, there's also the like rivals of Rodney and Andy, which make no sense.
Yeah.
It's Kyle, who's voiced by Billy West. Hey, Billy, welcome back.
Yep.
And his pet,
Salty Mike.
His pet parrot. Salty Mike. You might go, oh, why is he called Salty Mike? Is that a joke? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just called Salty Mike. He's just called Salty Mike.
Yeah, he's Salty Mike. He's voiced by Carl Elzaraki. You know, so it's like, yeah, he's doing like a suave like Mexican voice for
it's a little, I'll say it's very Spanish a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a Spaniard, if you will.
Sure.
God, it sounds like a slur.
Yes. And then he's just, it's very, I mean, these characters, they're just kind of generic maybe not bully characters, but they're just like rival. But
the bad ones.
Characters. They're like the Gary Oak of, you know.
Yeah, they're like the Virgil to the Dante that is Andy Johnson, or the Sephiroth.
Yeah, the Cain to the Abel of.
Yeah.
You know what's going on here. This is very high.
We would like to show
stuff.
We would like to show more if Rodney killed Salty Mike with a rock. If he just fucking beat something like the death with a rock, and then God, aka Bob Johnson, was like, Rodney, you can't do that, and you get the first sin, and he's the first vampire.
Yeah. That's crazy. The mom. How do I feel about the mom as far as cartoon moms go?
Oh, dude, I feel like she is just not in this fucking.
Yeah,
show. I know it's crazy. Like I feel like I'd be forgetting. I was like, oh shit, because it's so dad centric, which is strange.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
I'm like,
I feel that.
I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's your mom.
First of all, her name is Lucille, as I'm reading here. Again, boomer name. Second of all, like, yeah, I watched. I think she appeared in one episode that I watched. Out of like, I just was watching a bunch and I was like, where the fuck is the mom? Is there a mom? Like, where the fuck is the mom? And I see her and it's like, yeah, you know, fine.
It's kind of funny that she.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say it's funny that she likes Rodney. I think that's okay. Her ass is fat, but that's kind of like that comes along with being a cartoon mom at this point. Like,
yeah.
To be honest, in a world where every mom has a fat ass, no one does. I think that's
true.
where we're at.
And in my opinion, and this is gonna sound crazy coming from us, it really is about the personality, not the milfiness of a given mom. That's why we were like, who gives a fuck about the mom from Robot Boy, because we just hated Robot Boy so much.
Yeah.
You posted a pretty good gif there. But
yeah, there's an episode where she gets her ass stuck in stuff and she shakes it around and I'm like, all right, let's come on. At this point, it's so obvious I can't even get aroused.
Mm-hmm.
I hated myself for saying that.
Yeah, but
yeah, no, it's like the personality of like that's why like Betty from Rugrats is so fucking sexy. Mm-hmm. Cause she's like she's a feminist. Mm-hmm. She loves equality. Mm-hmm. Her best friend is Chaz, who's like a fucking loser. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love a lesbian with a loser little man friend. Yeah. To be honest, when they rebooted the show and they made her a lesbian, they should have made Chucky's dad a fucking femboy. To balance it out, you know?
Getting pegged by what's her name? The mom,
Kira. Yeah. Like Kira. Honestly, I'd buy that. Like, dude, I mean, Chucky's dad is into cock and ball.
Okay, so this is apparently there's more episodes of that show that are to come.
No, they're not.
And apparently, what's his name? The original husband of Betty will show up at some point. As a character, but I don't think as maybe like as an ex-husband or something. I don't know, but I just remember like somebody posted some episode script, like the synopsises for like upcoming episodes, and I saw that I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, the show is still going. I thought it like stopped like 2 years ago, and then 2, like they're bringing this character that I thought was just completely written out of existence back. You know.
I truly think that they should bring him in, and he should also be gay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think yeah. We were each other's beards. We had kids. We went, oh man, I love women. Oh, and I love men.
Yeah.
And they decided to.
That happened to one of my brother's close friends. Where he
many such cases, honestly. But go ahead.
Where he every girl that he dated came out. And then eventually he came out. And then where like you must have infected them, you know, with the dark magics, and then that's but yeah,
I think my big we're gonna go back to this.
Yeah.
It's so weird how much fucking the Rugrats reboot focuses on the parents. It's so weird. It's so weird. And like I'm not one of those woke jerk offs. Like, listen, Betty was always a dyke, dude. Like fucking, I can't remember her name or her stupid husband, whatever. Howard, that was it. Yeah. Howard was just a beard. But like, I think focusing on it so much is crazy. Just do it all grown up again. Then you can
do that. Or I don't know. And in general, like, we talked about that in our grown up episode, that like, there are like Rugrats, you got to find a nice balance of like.
Yeah, you do.
The kid stuff and the adult stuff. And you also have to like not suck ass at writing the kid stuff, because that really became a huge problem as the series went on, like season 4 onward, basically. And anyway, what the fuck are we talking about? Squirrel Boy. Actually, speaking of that, you know, Everett Peck obviously has some shared DNA with Clasky Csupo. You know, Duckman was animated by Clasky Csupo. So as a kid, I like didn't know who Everett Peck was, or like what his involvement in any of that. I didn't know the like broad tapestry of cartoon connections, you know, that I do know now. And one thing that I always thought was like, this show reminds me of those Ronald McDonald tapes that you would get at McDonald's, like that visually. It had like very similar art style. And later when I learned and I was able to like put the pieces together, like, oh, Everett Peck, like he was making Duckman in the 90s, and that was a Clasky Csupo show. So like a lot of the staff from that show went on to make the Ronald McDonald
Wacky Adventures of
Ronald McDonald. So that's why they have like similarity, because they were trained on his art style. It wasn't that he was involved in making it, it was that,
but it trickles down.
So like I felt like a genius when I was finally able to, like, I knew that there was a connection and like put them together. So
can I say something out of order?
Go ahead.
I carnally need the Ronald McDonald in that art style.
I
don't know what it is. He looks so good. I that's it.
Him with
sorry.
He's like, okay. So in the Ronald McDonald cartoon, there's, they give him the dog, which we've talked about in the past is horrifying.
No, we didn't. Not on air, dude.
Yeah, not on air. Like, I mean, Cody, 10 years ago. Whenever we watched through those specials and everything.
I'm willing to bet money that you and Cody will talk about on Horror Hole at some point.
Yeah.
Cody's also obsessed with that fucking dog. But yeah, like, it's scary. Go ahead, sorry.
But I was just saying that, like, the way, first of all, like, the art style, I actually think is really good for
it's pretty good. It's pretty fucking
world.
good, yeah.
Of Ronald McDonald. Hold on, let me look it up here. We're padding because this episode is going to be...
Yeah, this is nothing.
Yeah, but give me a second here. So...
Yeah, I was talking about here when I fuck Ronald McDonald, guys. You can't stop us, so go ahead.
I'm just saying that they because clowns in general can be a little bit...
sexy.
Yeah. And I think that they gave Ronald like kind of that poofy afro, Yeah.
It looks like he has like unkept twist or something. Like he's so black coated.
Yeah. And then and there's also, who the fuck are these kids that I completely forgot that they're like normal people that were...
Dude, yeah, he has like one like black woman who's like there with him, and then he has like the Nuggets and he has Grimace. And then the chicken and the hamburger.
Yeah, and
what a pervert, by the way.
And there's some fucking white kid with a backwards cap that's in there. It's just it's a good collection of characters here, and his like horrific dog, Grimace. Dude. Yeah, we should gotta do this now. We gotta watch the Wacky World. They found like the final one. Like that was...
Oh shit, like the One Ring.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, they found like there was the one that was like considered lost media for a while. And then just some guy on CO was like, "Oh yeah, I actually have that. I've had it this whole time." And then people were like, "Bullshit, post it." And then he posted it and they're like, "Fuck, he was right. He actually did have this VHS," because it was like a thing you had to order on the website. So probably only like 2,000 people had it, and like that many people having access to the internet and knowing that it's an interesting item that should be uploaded is like so small. Yeah. Like it must be like only one or two of those people would have known to like talk about it or like post it on the internet or even investigate further to see if it was like a rare item. So
I know we like complain about capitalism on this podcast, which is just a thing we do. I do miss this brand of capitalism. I miss telling like a very known animation studio, "Hey, we need a fucking cartoon about Ronald McDonald and his niggas." It's crazy. I Sneak King, the Burger King game. That was like at least we were like getting things that are like funny out of it. Now capitalism is just like this. Hey, sign up for the McDonald's streaming service to get exclusive commercials. And I'm like, fucking die.
Is Ronald McDonald there? No, he's not there anymore. We just have UCB actors doing skits you don't like. Okay, cool.
That sounds awful. Yeah, take me back to when capitalism was just like some dickhead in a boardroom. Like, hey, can we hire Craig McCracken to make an Arby's short film?
Yeah,
like that's the kind of shit they would have done.
Yeah.
And I miss it. Like,
yeah. So
Squirrel Boy.
Yeah, Squirrel Boy. Is there any other I mean, there's some other like side characters.
There's Leon, who's Tom Kenny.
Yeah.
He's another squirrel. There's Darlene, a squirrel Rodney wants to fuck. There's Oscar, who's like this really gay. Wait, hold on. No, good joke. Oscar has to distract Rodney's dad, and he's like, I don't have to. Rodney, he's like, Mr. Johnson, I love you, and he goes, okay.
Yeah.
He says, he goes, where's your parents at, Oscar? Oscar's like, over there. You should go find them. Oscar's like, no, I love you so much. I want you to be my dad. And then it shows Oscar's dad in an aisle at the market listening to this, and it looks like he's about to cry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that got like the hardest laugh for me, and then it just was never that funny again.
Yeah.
But those are the characters.
Many such cases with this show. I am looking at some of the characters, and it is like, I do feel like Andy and Rodney are like, and his dad are like kind of like the best, most classically designed. And then you look at some of the other characters, and then they start to look like weird, fucked up monsters.
Every time Leon was on screen, I would get angry.
Yeah.
I would get pissed. I would get so fucking pissed, dude. He looks awful.
Like
his fucking bulbous nose.
Yeah, like specifically Darlene, I'm looking at, and I'm like, she looks like her eyes. They're just like too. Well, first of all, she has like the Rosie the Riveter like scarf on her head and everything, but like, which isn't bad. I'm just pointing that out as like a character design trait. But that, like I said, it's just like her eyes are like giant, fucked up, scary eyes, like giant, like glass,
so blue,
glass doll eyes. Here, like it's just like
I know cartoons say like, but she looks like a sexual object in a way that's so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and not like it. Like her, I don't think her design's horny. There's just something objectifying about her, like in the classical sense of the word, of like being an object. I don't. And then there's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that it? Dude, is there any episode that like stood out to you as like interesting or funny or?
I meant to mention this. The thing that makes the show feel even more dated is how nothing the last episodes are. You can tell when a cartoon was made by how business as usual the last episode of a season is. As we go on in time, last episodes, even like for the season or something, they start like booking them on like at least something. This show is such a relic of a bygone era. The last episodes are just last episodes.
Yeah,
there's nothing
they're like
happening.
Rerun it. It's fine. Who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Yeah, it's so weird because like we've stopped seeing that in like the shows we've covered for a while now. Even the comedy shows have like pretty good bookend like episodes or something. Hell, My Gym Partner's a Monkey kind of has them.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
weird.
Like
it's literally no more.
Even Camp Lazlo with its stupid ending had like it was an ending, so they went for it.
This show's just like, it's done.
Yeah, that's it's very.
Honestly, that's the review. That's the review of the show. It's done. We watched it. It's done.
Yeah, and I would say like, if I had any guess as to the production status of this show, because both seasons, are 13 episodes, I assume that they ordered it all at once and then they split it into 2 airing seasons. So they only did 1 production season, and we're like, all right, we're going to get more, right? We're going to get, it's going to become popular, and we're going to get more like every other cartoon that's been airing around this time. Even fucking My Gym Partner's a Monkey, which also nobody likes, got like 5 seasons. So clearly Squirrel Boy is going to get more seasons, right? No, apparently not.
No. When I saw this show had 24 episodes, I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
Because like everything got a lot of episodes back in the day. I'm like, oh, this must have been like a stinker. Like to people watching. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I could have just farted on television for 4 hours and I would have at least got 32 episodes.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy that this only got 24. And like, I'm like, damn. Niggas did not like this.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. For like, and it's very evident given like how many like friends or fans or whatever, like it's always brought up as like, oh, you gotta watch that piece of shit. And it's just like, we watch it and we're like, okay, it's fine. It's not like, it's not terrible. It's not like really super funny or anything, but it is just like, Yeah, there's some mildly funny things or clever moments or jokes or whatever. I don't feel compelled to ever watch through it all, and like I definitely don't feel compelled to like make a video or something about it. If somebody else wants to do that, great, you know.
Yeah, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tariq said that he wanted to like talk about it at some point, but
Tariq does love to like hold up the flag and the sword on the show that people go is bad. Tariq's like this. I don't believe you. I'm gonna watch it for myself, and I'm like, honestly, that's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
It's that he's willing to do that. But no, like I think this show and Time Squad have proven something to me that I've known for a while, which is it's worse to be boring than it is to be bad.
Yeah.
A bad cartoon will have diehards for it, or like will at least have people hate watch it. But if you're just nothing, if you're boring, you get not a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like we've like it's kind of like different because we go, oh, Mike Lou and All is mid, but it's loud. But the thing is, Mike Lou and All is easy to sit through and have multiple episodes going on and remember bits and stuff about it, even if it's just very chill in the background.
Yeah.
But like this and like Time Squad, I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
I watched it and it happened.
Yeah, literally watched
watched
like 2 episodes last night, and I'm still like, I don't know what the fuck. Like I said, I saw the mom one time, you know, I saw Leon like one time. I don't think I saw the female squirrel or like the other love interest, Martha, at all. Like I don't think that I saw like of all the episodes I watched, like what? These are characters? Okay. So
yeah, this was buns. This was just nothing. It was
yeah.
just, I don't know. Dude, it's I feel so bad when we get shows like this because like I feel as though we've covered worse shows, but I always have something to say about it.
Yeah.
You know? This is just I'm like, yeah, Squirrel Boy is a show that happened.
Yeah.
Everett Peck made it.
Like
watch Duckman.
Like Robot Boy or something we talked about. Like I still think that that's the absolute worst show that we've done so far.
And I could also talk about Robo Boy for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Not in a positive way, but I could talk about Robo Boy for 2 hours.
Honestly, that is funny because we were like, oh, we're not going to have anything to say about Robo Boy, so let's just talk about My Life as a Teenage Robot. And like by the time that we talked about it for like 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, we actually might talk about it for like an hour if we don't stop, so we should move on to Teenage Robot.
Because like Robo Boy is just so offensive.
Yeah.
This is not offensive. Like this is a delicious little oatmeal. And Robot Boy is like oatmeal if someone shot at you with a gun while you were eating.
They're like, what is the rat droppings? Yeah, that's not in there. Okay. Yeah, just terrible garbage. But
thank you for shitting on my oatmeal. God.
This is not terrible garbage. It's just it's okay. You know, it's like your classic. I won't even want to say, you know what? I'm going to break my own convention just for the impact here. This is a 5 out of 10, you know? So instead of rating things out of 5 where I'm like, oh, I would have put it at 3, you know, down the middle. I have to be like, no. We actually do need to broaden the scope a little bit and be like, this is not quite a 6 out of 10. This is a 5 out of 10 where it's like, it's in that middle part, but it just has it's just lacking some essential element, you know?
Yeah.
So
I wanted to like talk about production and stuff, but honestly don't care.
I mean,
I know
what else
great.
Is there like anything specific that other than
one of the episodes I watched was directed by Tuck Tucker.
Okay.
Which like I don't remember. He's the guy that directed a lot of, you know, he's like the guy that did like a lot of stuff on Hey Arnold, like a lot of like directing and like He also directed the sinker that is the Hey Arnold movie.
Right. Which I've never seen actually. So that's
I feel like I've said it's bad a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think you have seen it. It's interesting. We might have to just like one day like, oh, let's do a weird one. We should just watch. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, I don't know how we would justify doing Hey Arnold, but we could do it.
You made me watch 8 Crazy Nights.
Sure.
You sick bastard. You can't fucking go. I don't know how you justify it when you made me watch 8 Crazy Nights, you fucking sadist. You can't do that.
That's because it's shared DNA between that and Iron Giant. And Iron Giant was a Warner Brothers thing that aired on Cartoon Network all the time. So
what if I killed you? That's such a fucking
and also it was Hanukkah, so it's the only Hanukkah movie that was a cartoon I could think of. So
anyway, I played the fucking Hey Arnold goddamn Metroidvania game on Game Boy.
Yeah.
That was based on the movie.
that was cool. He got the football instead of the more. Anyway, let's wrap this shit up.
This is fucking done. This is done. Dude, guys, you guys won't know how close I came to just bringing up Final Fantasy. I was so close to going, what do we feel about Crisis Core? What do we feel about Crisis Core?
What do I feel about Angeal and Genesis?
Angeal's ugly as hell.
Yeah. I agree.
It's like, he's a good guy. I like Angeal. I like what he brings to the table. But when you put him next to Sephiroth and Genesis, you go, man, you are fucking hideous.
But Morgan, where can we find you on this internet?
Great. You can find me at Girl Next Vor on Tumblr and Girl Next Vor on Blue Sky. But you gotta get to me quick on Blue Sky because if you don't, is there anything in this show for me to reference? Find me at Blue Sky quickly. If you don't, the treehouse I have is going to be ripped down by Rodney.
Oh, wow.
Who fucking cares? But yeah, it's mostly just me talking about myself, stream of consciousness, some art here or there. I drew a Beware girl recently. She's very cute.
Like the Pokemon.
Yeah, why? What the fuck do you mean like the Pokemon?
I'm just Beware is a normal word.
I drew a Beware girl. What else could that mean? What are you on about? I'm like pissed. I'm like getting angry.
I'm just saying people could not be Pokemon fans, so they're like, oh, but is that like a type of girl? Is that like a subculture thing? Dude,
my new alt baddie's a Beware girl. What does that mean? That means she'll fucking kill me in the forest, I guess. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Saying not everybody's a Pokemon fan. So
in 2025, fuck off. Yeah. Everyone knows Pokemon vaguely. Shut up. Anyway, Wyatt, where can we find you?
On Twitter and Blue Sky, Waz Ranger, WAZP Ranger. It's mostly stream of consciousness stuff, but post about podcasts I'm in or videos I'm doing. Hold on, I got a lot of this shit. So Stugo video should be up by the time that you're listening to this.
Stugo?
Go check that out. I on the same channel that you're possibly listening to this, just go and check it out. If you're listening to this on the channel, great. But if you want to donate at $3 on the Patreon, also It's Only Magic, you can get the next episode, which will be the Fantastic Four show.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna jump off a fucking building. No. Mommy needs a mercy killing. I need someone to put the cattle air gun to the back of my head.
We're really in a dark spot here between like Batman and this and then.
Oh wait, viewers, you don't remember the Cartoon Network's Fantastic Four show? Really? Yeah. You don't remember it? Oh my god!
Created by the Code Lyoko guys.
Shit, man, I hate Canada.
But
I mean the French. Sorry, but go ahead.
Yeah, you also hate Canada. But yeah, so that'll be our next episode. $3. You can get that on Patreon right now if you're listening to this on the free feed. If you are donating, that's great. If you only got $1, that's good too. You can get Well Cool Robot, which is me and my friend Wayne going through every single robot in existence. If you want to check out my second channel, which is about Metroid shit, then it's just Planet Zebez. Nobody subscribed to it. That's fine. It's just for me, really. And then, let me think, what else is there? Oh, yeah, the Horror Hole, which I started doing with Cody. We have, like, a huge backlog of episodes that we're slowly, like, trickling out there. Some good stuff. We're just talking about horror movies. We're literally, like, no gimmick. Fuck it. Let's just talk. Let's just go back and forth and be like, you want to talk about 28 Days Later? Sure. You want to talk about Jacob's Ladder? Great. You know, we're just doing that.
Can I recommend a lesbian horror movie to come on as a guest?
Sure. I mean, if you want to come on, absolutely. If you want to come on as a guest, feel free. But, you know, we usually record on, like, Sunday night or whatever. So.
Dude, I don't care. You know, fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah. So I'll let you know how that's doing. Our next episode is Manhunter, which is the first, like, Hannibal Lecter movie. Like, it's based on Red Dragon, the book. So, anyway. that'll do it for this episode of Cartoon Buffoons. Join us next time. I guess we're watching the Fantastic Four show from 2006. See you there.